All right, good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. So tonight we're going to keep going on with our elements, and we kind of started doing this last week, looking at kind of, I would say basic, kind of simple, common attacks that you would see last week. We're going to work on this kind of two-handed grab scenario, and we're going to do it again with a different attack, but again, cycling through the elements so you can see how the element actually changes. You know, the attack actually changes the response of the person based on the element that you're in. I'll add some other fun stuff later where it'll kind of be a choose your adventure thing, you know, which we can go from. And then if we get through that, might be a stretch. If we get through that at some point in time too, we're gonna start looking at these elements on the ground, you know, and actually like, and which changes things. You know, you just took off 180 degrees of play right there, and yeah, that would be fun. But to start, Miles, we're gonna start with just a simple attack. It's just gonna be just a grab punch. Just a lapel grab and just wow. All right, common attack. Guy comes up, kind of deal. So we're gonna start with Earth. So he does that grab, fire it right up. Now, a little fiery because I don't want this thing to come all the way around, but I'm also not shooting in on him like this. I'm sinking down, putting my hands up, and just basically hitting his face. Maybe that comes around a little bit more and protected. Here, all right, just right here. Upper level belts, if you find one way to take him down, take him down. More level belts, if you see a way to take him down, take him down. All right, and this is what I'm going to give you guys a little chance to play with. If you don't see, I have no way to take him down, don't worry about it. The point of the drill is that this comes in, I'm right here. I'm right here. All right, again, Earth, sinking, expanding, holding the ground.
Guess what did the other arm do? It was kind of blocked.
Really, I just out of reflex, I had this up to cover, just because, so I'll show you this one. Because, again, more just a reflex. I don't ever want to do this here, because as that gets hit, that thing's going to go free. And that's just going to come up and clock me. So anytime I have any type of grab, I typically will cover over just so I know where that hand is. I can do stuff with it, but I wasn't turning right. They're gonna get you. I didn't see that far.
No.
All right. So yeah, if you want to just put your hand right here, it's good practice to have. All right. Go ahead. Let's start.
You can burp your attacker.
Exactly. So I mean, I didn't realize I got. So let's look at
that.
an earthy takedown from there. So I got Hank. All right. So Hank's grabbing me. Whoa. Yeah. I'm on this wrist, kind of like Jake mentioned. On the wrist, I'm going to lever down this basically by holding my elbow down to my side, which starts off like his shoulder. From here, I'm going to take a 1-2 step out. 1, try to pull him along. 2. Right there. Really earthy. I'm not trying to make this water. I'm not trying to boom, you know, here. Ooh, I'm not trying to do this. I'm going to like 1, and I'm just going to take my position, so Dr. Aaron, for a second, and just be here. Move the whole thing over there. Back again. Right there. Just a simple straight pulling down again here. Doom. Right there. Their effect will be that. That will be behind me. Okay? Good. So Mate. So guys are doing really good. Come on, Miles, for a second. So a couple things that just kind of came up as we're going through this is what if we have a massive height differential? I'm gonna jack you out. I got anybody working with Jacob. All right. To be able to do an earth technique up to here, very hard. I gotta reach so far. I almost want to be firing, but I'm trying to do earth. It's like, stop it. Well, how do we do it that way then? I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna hit. Still can get that hand. Re-grab in here. 1. Keep taking down that one. Alright? The point is to stop the punch. Right? I can stop the punch by throwing something up into his head because I get this. But I can also stop the punch by throwing something in there. Prevents that shoulder from coming forward. Now, I can't wait there for a break and grab onto something really quick. You know, move from there. And then work. Okay? Or I put an arm guard or something like that on him. But what we're looking at, you're going to stay at the top of your top, I'm the guy, is I can do earth. It's too far away. I have to go fire for that. Do you see that? But I go earth to here. Alright, and then I can work. That make sense? Okay, so let's go fire. All right? So we're gonna be nice and simple. He may not even get the shot off. All right? This could be once this grab happens. No. I'm just going right in. I don't even care that he's trying to punch me. I just know this is a person I do not want to have their hands on me. If they've done this, they've sacrificed the right to safety at this point in time. That's the mentality that I'm not just trying to hold ground. Like, oh no. No. And I'm just like leaning, going right through, same kind of position to face, same whole 9 yards. All right? It's just the mentality that's changing now. So we're not waiting until, boom, he grabs, throws a punch, whoop, and go fire. It's too late. That'd be a more watery kind of thing. He grabs me, whoop. Nope. We just move from there. Okay? Make sense? Be careful. This is going to come in quick. Go ahead.
So the
We don't
current
want,
partner.
if we want to experience the fire thing but don't want to, we know we're coming in quick. Look at Jack. And I'm not trying to crush her because I got a phony forearm going right to her face. You can train by flicking your arm like this with the meaty part here. Oh, come in with that. All right, almost like they're beating the foot in front of you. That way we're not kind of jeopardizing our fire by trying to be nice like this. I can go through her pretty well like that, and that doesn't really hurt. Okay? All right, because I'm kind of giving like a little cushion. Now would I do that? Oh no. Yeah, she's going to get that ball. She's going to get something like this. But practice. I can just do that. Okay? Good. So now, let's actually look at the takedown in a fiery standpoint. So, he's grabbing me. Oh no, you don't, you son of a bitch. All right, I got him here. All right, so now, before we kind of looked at this earthy move where we kind of pulled down, went over, sat down, I'm a little more in front of him here. This doesn't mean that I still can't do this, and I can still do this in a fiery fashion. I'm still gonna pull down on this. And I don't know if you noticed, but go back to where you were. When I pulled down on this, it put his hips forward. There's my hold. Do you see that? Do you see what just happened? Please tell me you saw that in British again. All right? So I'm flat. Boom. And I'm still going forward. All right? So I'm hitting. Boom. Still moving forward. I'm not going off into it. Could you go into a position? You absolutely could. Let me borrow hands so you can see. Oh no, buddy. All right. Again, I'm in front of him now. I'm leaning forward. Push down this as I step out and still coming forward. Going through and through the whole time. So one forward, boom, two forward. That's it. All right. Make sure when you take that person down, someone else isn't going down to that space too, please. My dad. How are we feeling so far? Water. Water. Miles. So water is fire with middleman. Whoa! Alright. Let's actually make this even a little more. I'm actually gonna let that punch come through, but oh my god. Maybe block, throw something up this way. You know, hit something, hit whatever. And then I'm gonna come through. Sorry about here. Okay? From here, do whatever you want. All right, but again, I'm winding up still kind of in this forward-leaning position. All right, but to start off, maybe he's even, as he grabbed me, pushed me back a little bit. Oh my God, so I'm going to receive that. He goes in, and then come back. Okay. All right, so we all see it. So again.
Are you holding that hand onto you, or?
Don't worry about that quite yet. Don't worry about that quite yet. Because of the distancing, because of that, I may lose it. And in all honesty, as you're coming with that punch to me, and I'm kind of like, whack! I hit that, you may let go.
Yeah.
Ow! I don't care. Because I'm going to come back and still hit you.
Okay.
All right? So don't necessarily worry about the hand. Worry about, like, as this is, even if you want to, give like a little push back. Like you're trying to push me. Oh, yeah! I'm trying to nail me. As you push me back, whoa! Yeah. Whoa! And then going back. Now I can recapture the hand at this point. I'm just not happy with it. I can do something. All right, but I want to look at that in a watery fashion. At that point. So don't be concerned with this. Be concerned with the back and forth movement.
Okay.
Make sense? President Attorney, yes, sir.
Wouldn't it lessen the impact of their punch if they push you away first a little bit?
So, Yes, and Matt, can I borrow you for a second? I'm gonna attack you. So I may be pushing back just this way, but invariably what I want to happen, I need to have this shoulder cross in front of this one to really make this worthwhile. Right? If this shoulder is cut behind, that's just an arm extension. Yeah, it's not gonna feel great, but it's definitely gonna take a lot of power off. So as Matt steps back, what he's doing is he's ensuring that this shoulder stays in front. Because again, if this shoulder's in front, I can't hit him as hard, right? So as I come in him, he steps back. I'm in this kind of position. Don't get me wrong, this grab and stuff like that can happen. At the same time as he's doing it, he's also throwing this up there to hit that, boom, to make sure that doesn't happen too. Okay? So yes, would it diminish the power? But the thing is, I'm not just gonna push him like this and try to hit him like this. I'm gonna push him and then I'm gonna come in and still get that shoulder over to really get the power. Just maybe going back, my end goal is to kind of come over. But the more he keeps that from happening, the more I can't deliver a powerful punch. Make sense? Alright, great. Yeah, give a little, hey man, try to make it realistic. Okay. How we doing? Are we doing all right? We're doing a lot up and down tonight. A lot up and down. Feeling good? Feeling alright? Alright. So let's look at the hard one now. Let's look at wind. So remember, a lot of stuff we've been doing tonight has been very, I'm on a lay back and going up and down. I'm coming back. I'm going forward. I'm just going forward. Wind isn't like that. Wind is rotational. But the problem is I have a piece here that's holding on to me. Alright? So, and wind is also a forward beating kind of thing. So, this one's going to involve a little bit more timing. You're going to go very slow in this punch to start because I really want to see the weight distribution and the step into wind correctly. This will have a little bit more of a push here to begin with, all right? But I'm not stepping out with this side, putting my hand up here and then throwing him down to the ground like a paddock coach. I'm not doing that. I'm stepping forward with this side. So as that punch is coming from here, I'm there. It looks simple, it is 100% not. Because if I do this with any type of trepidation, I'm gonna wind up like this and he's gonna come over the top and he's gonna hit me. All right? This gets put on because of the rotation, but I'm not rotating with this side. I'm not rotating around here and having this side come in and close hang him. Close line him? Close hang him? Like you think? Is it close line? Is something close related? I'm not close lining with this side. I'm stepping forward with this side. The hand goes on by default because of my positioning. All right? Very slight, very different feeling too. Okay? So what I want you guys to practice slowly is as this comes in, cover like we have been. All right? Throw this side, whole side, up and around here as this gets put on. And then just continue your rotation from there.
You make it look so easy.
It's hard. It's hard.
Is his punch blocked or avoided?
It's going to be avoided. So what's going to happen is because of this one, it's going to be undercut. So if we go super, super slow, that punch, I got my cover there. That's come over my shoulder now. And the fact that that I'm pulling this down takes it off line. There's two ways to stop the bullet from hitting you. One, get out of the way of the bullet, which is a lot of the stuff we've been doing tonight, all right? I guess three, you can knock the bullet out of the air, but that's actually pretty hard. Or, adjust the gun that's shooting the bullet, all right? He's trying to throw this from right here. If I can change this, that changed the bullet trajectory. Do we see that? So as this is being put on, and I'm doing this 100% wrong, just so you can notice the bullet trajectory changed. It went from being down here, to now it's on up here. All right? But again, I'm not doing this. This is water. As I come in with that side, From his mouth to bend to that, I don't even have the front pressure one. I think that invisible pole that we've talked about. Alright? My placement, just so you know, is this hand is coming up out on the outside of his head and I'm stepping in here. Fully! Not, it will be too late, you'll get hit. Not this. All of it. Guys, you're not comfortable. Okay? This is gonna be difficult. I'm gonna have everyone kind of work by belt rank on this one, please. Alright, good.
Mate,
The tendency on this will be to go harder on the wrist. Why not? Right there. And we got techniques to do this. I mean, we've actually looked at them tonight. To get this feeling, I'm covering almost the whole, notice there's a perpendicular relationship here, her arm into my chest. I'm just trying to hold it there. Because if I don't, as I come around, now it's flat. She's not even close to as far as I wanted her to go. I still have her, still do something with her. But what if I would have kept that perpendicular relationship? Oh, still perpendicular. I'm not applying any pressure. I'm applying enough pressure to make sure it doesn't leave. It's like holding a bird. Not enough to crush it, but not enough so it flies away. Does that make sense? I'm holding this position. It's perpendicular position. As this comes in, Jackie's still perpendicular. I did an 8 before this. I just made sure it didn't move. But I didn't here. Now, I would have hit her so hard in my forearms, probably would have died. But that's not the point. Hold this here. Boom. Right here. Hold. Sorry. Okay. Good.
Question.
Yeah.
How much difference does the height disparity make? I'm having a bit of trouble with Miles. I'm having quite a bit. Oh, no.
Yeah. So it will make a difference. Just like you did on our part, kind of go down here.
Okay.
If I can't reach up to his head and get this, that will be a problem. There's no doubt about it. So what I can do is I can do my rotation, but I can just do it more over here. So instead of doing it on around him like this, because I just physically can't reach. So we know almost like, remember that pole, invisible pole, kind of right here, right? He's got my invisible pole leg. I'm just gonna imagine the pole's over here.
Okay.
Just do it over behind me. About 10 inches off the back of his shoulder. And you should just be able to get into his arm. If you can't get over his arm, you can adjust for that too.
Okay.
Alright? Make sense? Okay.
Mate,
So I've talked to a couple people about this, and Dick, they're already real quick. I'm just gonna stand there and punch you. Okay. Whenever we look at a jab, it's never body, hip going, arm coming in last, right? Not that. You'd see this coming all day to get out of the way. It's the hand is leading first, and then the body comes in. All right, do we all agree with that concept? This is the same kind of thing. Let me borrow Miles, because so I think he knows what I'm talking about already, so he doesn't have to see it. So, it's not going off into here, going into water. I'm not having this arm trail behind, so I'm not doing that kind of jab. This is starting from the hand. The hand pulls the hand. Okay, I'm going to try to do this wrong. See the clothesline? See the trailing arm? Because I went in with my body and then caught him like this. I think you probably all went to that point in time. Now, if you hit, chances are, you've hit him hard enough, he's expecting to hit you, you probably can get away with something. It might get a little messy, but I'm looking for pure wind right now. And it's almost like, I talked about with Billy's marionette string, like holding my finger. That finger's attached to my elbow, which is attached to my shoulder, which is attached to my, which is attached to my feet. And then I go. Alright, so the timing of how this takes off isn't, well, I'm going to tell you this very slowly. It's not that. It's You see it? This is why this is hard, but it will make a huge difference in the way you, again, not that. Very, very intricate. Do we all see the difference of what was happening between those two? So if you have imagine that marionette string or whatever you want to imagine, fine. Have the hand start and bring the body along, not the hip and the hand catches up. Okay? Go ahead. This will make your life a lot easier, and it'll be very hard to do. Arden and Court just had a good thing. Very quick. You guys are looking good. You guys are looking good in this movement. Now, just for a second, so even if I step out and this goes in well, and I'm coming up here and I kind of come around, yeah, it's kind of giving him that second to kind of come down. We didn't necessarily pick up on it, I don't know, because he was probably destined to hit me. But if I'm coming too far out and having to come in, there's a little collapsing there. Do you see that? I'm coming right off to the side of this white hair right there. That's not there. What are you talking about? Yeah. I'll put it okay. I'm stepping, so you just stay right there. I'm stepping. Here. No relationship of my arm angle to his face as I come through. It's not that. I'm not wrapping him like I'm clotheslining into it for a massive manipulator. I'm stepping. Okay, that makes sense? Okay, good. So, Randy, let's have a good conversation with Miles and Hank. So, depending on the situation, you know, this would be option, like, this would be hard for Linda to do as well. This would be tough. It's too much of a height differential. Her competitive edge is being low. She'll want that more of a grounded standpoint and stuff like that. You know? It doesn't mean that, oh, this should work every time in every situation. No, it will work better for some people in some situations. If you're a bigger person, you got a whole person, that's wonderful. You're just gonna plow right through them. All right, his knees are you hold, you get down. I mean, whatever. It's the point of this class is to experiment and see all of them. All right, add to your toolbox. All right, I think everyone in here has a toolbox or knows somebody that has a toolbox. And there's that one tool that you got that one time for that one project that you've never used again. And then there's the hammer that you use and the duct tape that you use on basically 85% of the other projects. Okay, great. I want to know how to use the hammer. I know how to use duct tape, you know, stuff like that. But it would be nice to know how to use that just in case I need it. Doesn't mean you're gonna pull it out for every job. All right, the point of this is to experiment and show you tools to use. Not necessarily saying that this tool will work perfectly every time in this situation. No, for you, that's a hammer. For you, you know, that's a ball peen. You can do it that way. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? All right. So, the point of this class was to look at this same situation with 4 different elements, with different bodies, with different emotional responses. You guys all did very, very well. Very well. I saw the elements in each one of your movements and stuff like that. So good job. Questions? Okay. Nice job, guys. All right. Good work. Good work. Nice job, Lana. How many bonuses do you have out, dog? Oh, of course, man. Anytime.